Hi guys, so another gift from Paul from Urban Bounty. What an absolute legend. So he got me this Che fruit and it is a monster. It's as tall as me and apparently it is grafted. Now apparently with these they're just going to keep growing up unless you prune them. So I'm actually going to cut this thing in half, but I'm going to air layer it today with one of these, and I'll put that on before I cut it off. It just seems like far too rare a tree to be just hacking in half and throwing away the top half, so I'm going to air layer it before I cut it off. That way it can shoot off down lower. But yeah, thanks Paul. Okay, so I have removed some of the leaves here, as you can see, and I've got, it's pretty much touching the roof there, so I've got this here, and I'm just going to test that. That's not a bad sort of position there, so I reckon that's where it's going to be. I can't sort of hold the camera and do this, so I'll cut this off and then I'll come back. Okay guys, so I brought it out here in the light. Now some people, they cut the whole way around, but I find if you leave a little bit of the bark, it allows sap flow in the meantime. So this is where I've cut it. You can see there. And then like so, see? So there is still sap flow there. It's a nice large area. That's how I do it. Okay guys, so I would have preferred to do this with sphagnum moss, but I couldn't get any at the time, so I'm using peat moss, and I've mixed probably about a teaspoon of that with probably about, I don't know, 50 ml of water and like a handful of peat moss, and then I just put some on my hand or my finger, some rooting hormone, and I just put that around the exposed area there that I've opened up. So now I'm going to pack our peat moss, which has got a watered down solution of rooting hormone, into the packet here, and then I'm going to apply that around the wound. Okay, so we've got our rooting hormone covered peat moss in here. It's moist, not to the point where it's dripping, just moist. I've overpacked it, so when I close it, it'll make sure that it wraps right around the wound. So I'm just going to get some zip ties so I can tie it together, and then I'll be right to place it on. Okay guys, so there you have it. It's all zip tied on. Sphagnum moss or peat moss is all nicely tightened in there with a moist solution with rooting hormone, and then where I've exposed the cambium, I just smeared a bit of rooting hormone over that as well. So it's a large portion of the tree that I will be cutting off, but oh well. I had to make a decision, and the way I see it is it's a good height. When you look at that, it's about my hip. It's about the height of my hip. So I think that's a good height to start off with, and hopefully get some branching. But I'd rather this be more of a bush than an upright tree, so we'll see how that goes, and we'll allow that to to root out, and then we'll cut that off, and hopefully that'll encourage some scaffold branches down lower. But there we have it, our air-layered shade tree. Also, just one other thing to mention is that now that I've done this, I am going to feed this tree some fertilizer and some sea salt and try and encourage some good growth. And I'll put this, because this is the wrong time of year to be doing this, I will also put it in the hothouse to try and encourage growth. Alright, so there we have it. Thanks guys.